Hello everybody. Today I'm going to talk to you about the topic of IFR airworthiness. Within the topic, I will also include aircraft inspection requirements and the required equipment for an IFR flight. There are certain pre-flight info that is required for an IFR flight. It spells out the W stands for weather reports and forecast. The K stands for known traffic delays. The R stands for runway lengths of intended use. The A stands for alternates available if required. The F stands for the fuel requirements, which is to the destination plus the alternate if required plus 45 minutes. And the T stands for takeoff and landing data sheet. In order for an aircraft to be considered IFR worthy, it needs basic requirements. These requirements spell out the acronym AVIATE and helps a pilot remember proper IFR aircraft standards. The A stands for annual inspections every 12 full calendar months. The V stands for VOR checks every 30 days. And remember the degrees in which you could be off. In the air, plus or minus 6. On the ground, plus or minus 4. Where the I would be, it is actually a 1. And that stands for the 100-hour inspection. The A stands for altimeter, the attitude, reporting, and static system, which all require 24 calendar months, full calendar months. The T stands for transponder, which is once again every 24 full calendar months. And finally, the E stands for ELT, which once again is 12 full calendar months. These are the FAA guidelines and requirements for an aircraft inspection. In order to fly IFR, a pilot needs the same equipment as if he is flying a VFR flight, plus IFR equipment. There is a long acronym to help pilots remember the equipment needed for IFR. The acronym for the IFR day is the VFR acronym plus the IFR. So a tomato flames grab card. The A stands for altimeter. The T stands for tachometer for each engine. The O stands for oil temperature indicator for each engine. The M stands for manifold pressure gauge for each engine if it has a manifold pressure. The A stands for airspeed indicator. The T stands for temperature gauge for each liquid cooled engine, if your engine is liquid cooled and not air cooled. The O stands for oil pressure gauge for each engine. The F stands for fuel quality gauge for each tank. The L stands for landing gear position lights if your plane has retractable landing gear. The A stands for anti-collision lights. The M stands for magnetic directional indicator or compass. E stands for ELT if required. S stands for safety belts. The G stands for generator or alternator. The R stands for radios. The A stands for altimeter adjustment for barometric pressure. The B stands for the ball, the slip skid indicator. Remember, stop the ball. The C stands for clock. A stands for attitude indicator. R stands for rate of turn indicator. And finally, D stands for directional gyro. If one is flying IFR night, they would take all these acronyms into effect and add in a tomato flame slaps crab card, which is a mouthful. But it is a lot less to remember, I guess. In all, what I just mentioned, but we added the flaps. The F stands for fuses, if your plane still requires fuses. Which, if it not, you'll have breakers. The L stands for landing lights, if your plane is being rented or rented out for hire. The A stands for anti-collision lights. The P stands for position lights or navigational lights. And finally, S stands for a source of power such as a battery. Thank you so very much. Have fun flying.